Hello everybody and welcome to another Gear Talk, and this time I want to talk to you about the price of the new Pentax 17. Before we begin, as usual, if you want to support the channel, please put a like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you want to go a step further, go up there to the link, there's my website and you can find the books that I published, and you can buy the books, something else, photography, depth manual and other books. This said, Pentax just came out with the beautiful Pentax 17. I don't have the camera, I hope to have one soon, but I want to talk here not just about the camera but about the price. The camera is an half-frame camera as a format. It's kind of a camera for beginners, to attract young people to film photography. And by the way, if you want to see the video that was presented by the designer of the camera, it's fantastic. You really will understand the philosophy and why they made these kind of choices behind this camera. But what I want to talk about here is the price of the camera. Online there was such a debate about the price. The price is $500 for 99 in the US and 550 euros in Europe. And that is not a cheap price, but is that really an expensive price? I became curious and I went to take a look back at the past. And I was thinking, okay, when I was a kid, this was the first camera I ever used. By the way, there's still a roll of film with 15 pictures inside this, and I don't know if someone will ever develop it. I don't know if Still Labs develop this format of film. So there's a film in here. I don't know what is on it, but this was the first camera I ever used. I was a kid, there was this Kodak Instamatic around my house, and this was the perfect, simple camera to start to take pictures. Simple because there's nothing to do. It's everything is, let's say, automatic, but actually you have to regulate just the for exposure. Here you have something like the little clouds and the sun and so on. So basically is the Sunny 16 rule. And focus is okay, everything is okay. This was a cheap plastic camera with a plastic lens with the results that you can see in these pictures here. Here I took was the first fly of the first Italian air balloon. At the time in Italy the air balloon was not regulated, so Mr. Conte Giacomo went to England, got his license and imported that in Italy. And this is the first flight. I was probably 10 years old, and I was there and I took these pictures. As you can see, the quality sucks. It's nice to have the images of the moment, and the idea was take the moment, but the quality is really not good. When this camera came out, it was considered really a cheap camera, just to take pictures for fun. Kodak had no interest to make money with the camera because they made a lot of money selling the film. But when this camera came on the market, was depend on the kind of, there was few different models, but was sold in the 70s for around $20. So if we take a look at the inflation and all these kind of things, $20 in 1970 is $160 of today. And do you think $160 for a plastic camera with no quality at all is too much or not? That's the question. And so I was curious and I started to check other prices. The Pentax Spotmatic with the 50 millimeters, so was a simple camera, was not on the very high range of the price of cameras and so on. The Pentax Spotmatic with 50 millimeters was $200. And $200 was the same price of the Canon FTB and all these kind of cameras. And this is the equivalent now to $1,150. So these are the prices. These were the prices back then when film was the norm and was diffused and so on. And by the way, the Raleigh 35 was selling about around $200. So a compact camera with a good lens and some control was $200. That means 1,150 right now. So $500 for the Pentax 17, is that too much? I don't think so. That's the right price for a camera that is at least 3 times better than this. So that's the fact. The Pentax 17 has a very high quality lens. I didn't try it, but I saw some pictures around, and it's beautiful. The quality is great, the camera is modern, and so there's a lot of things that are very positive about that camera. Yes, $500 can be a lot of money, but that is because we are in a kind of a dramatic situation where all our monies got basically stolen by the government, so we have nothing to spend, so the economy is screwed up. But this is not a problem of the cost of the camera. It's the problem that our power to buy is become very low. But by the way, another curious thing, if you want to compare it, is that is the camera price that is gone up? No. If you check the price of gold, in the 70s the price of gold was around $300. So it depends on the months. It was just kind of a very big change at a certain point, but it was kind of $300 for an ounce. Right now is 2,327, so 7.6 times exactly the inflation that we had. From the 70 to now we had 760% inflation. So if you want to buy the camera in dollars, it will have exactly the same price that he had in the 70s. So the price changed? No, the power of our money changed. Sadly, we continue to have people in charge that think that Keynes was right and still think that all these socialist things are right, and if we don't go out of this mess we will probably collapse. But that is our problem. Our problem is that we are losing power. Our money are losing power because there's people that think that printing money has no cost. Actually it has, but historically is basically the same. Another thing that is curious, that is historically, if you look in the USA, in Europe is a little different, but in USA the average hourly salary was in the 70, $3.5, something like that. Right now is 29.83, so it's 8.5 times the salary that was before. We don't have the same power because these salaries are basically gross salary, so you have to count the taxes on it, but still the proportion is almost the same. So $500 for a Pentax 17 that is a beautiful camera, new with a lot of features, is not that much. Is the right price. Actually, is if you think that the Raleigh was $200 at the time and probably will be sold around $1,000 a year, the Pentax 17 is really a bargain. There's another point, is all this about the half frame. Everybody is, yeah, but it's very expensive for an half frame. But actually the half frame can be positive. First of all, to build it, half frame or not half frame, the cost is the same. But the positive things of the half frame is that you get twice the pictures in a roll. And if you count that a roll of film, a black and white film developed, and black and white film is kind of cheap, is probably $10, color film will be $20 developed. it's very easy. If you just do black and white, 100 rolls, and you paid for your camera. So that's the point. By the way, I will address it later when I hope I'll have the camera, but I saw a beautiful video, and if I can find it again, I will put the link up there. Beautiful video that was talking about the Pentax 17, and the guy in the video showed prints made with the Pentax 17, and they were very good. So unless you want to print very large, the half format is absolutely enough, and it's absolutely good. So this is all. I just wanted to give you an idea of the price. Yes, on the used market you can find some cheaper things, but do you really want to go there? A new camera is something that will last longer. A used camera, you never know what is inside, and if it's wearing down, or these kind of things. And also, if you go on the used market, it's not that easy to find something similar at much less price. So that's something that is important. And I see comparison with camera like this, that this was basically crap. I mean, it was beautiful for the use. It's I have some memories taken with this camera, but the quality of the images was absolutely nothing. So if you want to compare a camera like the Pentax 17, you can compare it with a Rollei 35 or this kind of cameras. Not for sure with these plastic cameras. This said, at the end, the price is worth for us. It's something personal. Something can be, someone can say that's too much and that's too less, and that's perfectly correct. For me, the idea to pay $60,000-$70,000 for a car absolutely is not worth. I think that the car must not cost more than $20,000, a good car or something like that. But it is me. There's people that love cars and they love to buy new cars very expensive. So what you can afford and what you want to spend for a specific object is up to you. So I'm pretty sure that for a lot of people the idea of $500 for a Pentax 17 is too much. For other people it would be the perfect price, and for other people will be cheap because it's something that they use and love to use. But if you talk about the prices, don't go on the historical prices unless you know what you are talking about. Historically, the Pentax 17, if you compare it with the historic cameras, is absolutely placed at the right price, and I'd say also a little bit on the cheap side to conquest the market. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please put a like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you want to go a step further, check out my books. One of them is Photography Dive Manuals. The link is up there and down there in the description. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.